Hello everyone, welcome to episode 3 of What's the Buttons. My name is Reese and with me I have...
Ashley!
Yeah, sweet! We're here for another episode. Haven't got rid of us yet. We wrote our little list out of what we're going to talk about. So let's crack on with it. Fucking I've said already. Specifically told to watch out for my and I've said it twice now. It's not good. Go on. How have you been?
I'm alright. What about yourself?
I'm alright. I'm hot. It's a hot day for us.
It is very hot.
Yeah.
26 degrees.
Yeah, it's too much. It's too much for us.
For us Brits, that's too much.
So we're in a nice cooled, I'll call it an office. It's just my bedroom with styrofoam fucking plumbed into it to make it sound better.
If you start supporting us, we'll get some aircon in here.
I'll get some aircon and I'll get some actual sound deadening. I'll be able to lay a carpet down rather than have little office tiles knocking around. It'll look much better.
We're sweating up in here. Come on, man.
Yeah, please help us. A beg. We'll start the third episode with a beg.
Please, we're so hot.
Fantastic. Okay, right. I've locked my phone that had the picture. Okay. Yeah, we were we weren't scrambling for ideas, but we wrote our list. We forgot to write our list. On episode 2, we wrote a list out of what we were going to talk about, and we forgot to do it, so that's what we've been doing so far.
We was prepared last week. This week, we thought, we'll just do it on the day. And
blame it on the heat.
Yeah, we're too hot.
The heat scrambled us.
Support us so we can...
Get us out this heat.
Gather our own thoughts.
Fucking hell, I've done it again. It's alright, I can cut this out. It's fine. I've got an article here. Fucking hell, what's going to do my head in? This is you. This is your fault. I got an article here from Metro and a friend called Levi, shout out to Levi, sent me this article, and the title is Retro Video Games Are a Waste of Everyone's Time and Money. Now, I was quite intrigued by this article when it was sent to me, so I'll give it a read. I won't sit here and bore everyone with the entire contents because it's quite a long article, but basically it's this guy that's saying he doesn't think that remakes and remasters and blah 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 are worth doing anymore, and I'd like to talk about it.
Me too.
Basically, I thought this would be a good talking point when I sent it over to Ash for him to give it a read. I knew where he'd sit on that side of the fence. I knew that he would be pretty much for remakes and remasters. I sloped on the other side. I sort of agreed with probably 65-70% of what this article was saying. And yeah, it's I'd imagine it's pissed quite a few people off, whoever's read this article, because it doesn't beat around the bush with it. He literally says they're a waste of time and it's developers being lazy. Which, is it? Do I agree with that? Do you?
It depends. It depends case by case basis.
For example, it says a quick little bit of it. Remasters are cheap and remakes have a built-in audience that ensure the game will always be a hit to at least a certain degree. Where I sit with this is I think that some remasters are decent. He goes on to say that it's a lazy ploy by games developers to fill a void rather than putting their time and effort into making a new game. I do and I don't understand it at the same time. Like I feel like if a studio is working on another game and there's a 3-4 year gap, you kind of have to plumb something out to keep people interested, if that makes sense, or keep some form of cash flow going. Is that...
Yeah,
you agree?
Yeah, I agree. But then at the same point, if you put all them resources into crafting your next IP, then then maybe it'd be more successful. But it is touchy. It is a tough one to nail down because there's so many games out there that I would love to be remade from the ground up.
Simpsons Hit and Run, please, fucking just do it, please.
Exactly. So yeah, you can't sit on that side of the fence when you've just said that. Then please remake.
Well,
Simpsons Hit and Run. You just contradicted it already.
No, what sparked it?
No,
yeah,
you've contradicted yourself
because
already.
I spoke to Steph about it, and she's an avid gamer. She's probably more of a gamer than I am. Where I've always been a Sony orientated gamer, so PlayStations, PSP,
You're a Sony pony.
Sony pony basically. Never had an Xbox. I had obviously I had a DS. Everyone had a DS. That was my sort of first introduction into Nintendo, and then it stopped there. I didn't bother with anything else Nintendo. So I would say that someone like Steph, who has every single console and has played pretty much everything, would classify more as a gamer than I would. So we discussed this, and I brought up a point of, with The Last of Us being remade, I said I don't agree with it. I said that in the last episode. I think that is sort of a milking it for money type thing, because I can't see what, you know what I mean. I feel like Naughty Dog are just trying to fill something, trying to just put something out there for the sake of trying to get a couple of quid.
I think that one's a very unique case due to the fact that they're doing the Last of Us series, which they've invested a lot of money in with the cast. Pedro Pascal, the girl from Game of Thrones, I can't recall her name. They've put a lot of money and effort into that, and I believe to try and get Last of Us 1 up to Last of Us 2 standards is about 10 years old now. They've gone for the remake, but yes, I agree, it's far too early. They in that respect, remakes, I don't feel that's a validated reason. But if you're talking about games that are like 30, 40 years old, you know, loved games from your childhood, you know, then that's a completely different story. But yeah, The Last of Us, you know, it's still playable now. That's the problem. It's more than playable now. And if you liked the series or you like Last of Us 2, you probably would be able to go back and play Last of Us 1 and not have too many issues. We're talking about games like Knights of the Old Republic that I've played recently on the Nintendo Switch, which was not remade or remastered, really, more of a port. And it's so janky and it's barren, and I love Star Wars, so I can get through it. But if you're not a massive Star Wars fan, it's probably very boring, and you just be like, I don't want to carry on with this. So games like that, that's when the remake comes into its home and really hits home with a lot of people. But yeah, the Last of Us is like a decade old, man. It's fine as it is.
See, I run with the graphic side of it. The nostalgia of an old game being remade doesn't hold for me. Even something like Ratchet and Clank, if that was remade, but wasn't up to at least like PS4 type graphics like now, I would find that I'm not able to enjoy that game as much as I used to. If anything, I think it spoils it a little bit, because you remember it being so fun to play, and then you jump on it and it's just not. You're almost deflated by it. The guy in this article talks about that and says that, I think he says that a lot of people are running with the nostalgia aspect of it as to why they should keep continuing with remasters but things like that. And I agree with him on this case, where he does say that it relies too heavily on that emotion, and people seem to buy into it constantly. But I feel like there's a shift where people like myself are becoming more and more, you see what I mean, more and more regular with preferring graphics and not being so interested in the nostalgia aspect of it anymore. Or am I just talking out my arse?
I think you're talking shit, to be honest with you. I think you're talking absolute waffle.
I'm just pissing people off. Stop making fucking remakes. Do something else.
I do think it's a case-by-case basis. Like The Witcher 3, my favourite game of all time.
Never played it.
Don't start. It's my favourite game of all time, and it's more than playable. It came out on PS4. It's fantastic, you know. But it's got jank. I'd love them to remake it. It's too soon to remake it. But then you're looking at Witcher 1, right? Very old, PC. You know, it's still playable now. But to play it now, you probably have to have either a huge interest in The Witcher, or you're just not that fussed. So to remake games like The Witcher 1, Witcher 3 might have been a lot of people's first Witcher game, right? Mine was Witcher 2 because it came out on the Xbox. I've never had a PC. Witcher 1 was PC only as far as I remember.
You're welcome.
Thank you. You're welcome for your sword.
Thank you.
So with that in mind, people jumping into The Witcher 3 going, oh my God, what is this RPG? It's amazing. I want to go and play the other ones. it's hard for them to go back to The Witcher 1 and enjoy it. So if they remake it, then it brings a lot of new fans in. You know what I'm saying? Like Star Wars. A lot of people now are jumping on Star Wars because of The Mandalorian. And that snowballed into multiple series, and it's spider webbing like Disney does with its Marvel.
Yeah.
So you're right there, little voice crack.
That's embarrassing.
So we're leaving that in 100%.
Yeah.
So with that, you got like a whole new generation of Star Wars fans because they're watching The Mandalorian going, I like this. What's the other Star Wars like? If they go back and watch A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, they're going to be like, this is waff.
God.
You know.
Those first three.
Yeah, exactly.
They were a slog, man.
Yeah.
They really were.
Not for me.
No, they were good. They were good, but we won't get into that.
But you know what I'm saying, though? There's a lot of fans that now will be into Star Wars, but will go back and watch them and be like, this is shite.
This is wank.
Exactly. Yeah. So if obviously they can't remake films the way they make games, they can touch them up. But with that same concept contrasted and transferred over to gaming, then it works because them old games that people loved, franchises that can be rebuilt and a whole new fan base brought in and understand where these games have come from, their history, so to speak. Yeah,
Ash has made a good point. Yeah. Well,
but like I say, you are right though. I'm not saying you're wrong. I do think the remakes are spinning out of control, and there's a lot of games that are just getting remade, i.e. The Last of Us. I know why they're doing it. I see why they're doing it, but they could be spending them resources much more wisely, I think. And I think a lot of people will side with us on that one.
Well, now this is what Steph said. She made a good point that when a games developer or even if you come away from games, a business, something like that, when they've got something that makes them money, that has a following, there's not really a massive need to come away from that because you've got something it's constantly giving you money. It's constantly popular. Why bother changing it? Keep it as it is and get the most out of it, like they're doing with GTA. They're just fucking keeping that thing going until people
milk
stop
that cash
buying
cow.
it. It's ridiculous. And I understand that. Steph also said that it's a risky business coming away from that model and investing a lot of time and money into something completely different because it could flop. It's the type of stuff that it could make or break a gaming studio if they invest a lot of money and a lot of their resources into a brand new game. It comes out and everyone goes, this is shit. And then they go under. And I said more studios need to do stuff like that. There's a lot of games that are very samey. They obviously take inspiration from other games to a point where it's borderline just fucking copying. And I feel like there isn't enough gaming studios that take that risk and invest a lot of time and effort into something that's different to what's going on at the moment. You see what I mean?
Yes, and that's why I think a lot of people are going, i.e. Bethesda, they want income. They want an income to, i.e. Fallout 76, ESO. They want these because they see Grand Theft Auto Online. Grand Theft Auto Online originally, as far as I remember, was it GTA 4? It first came out. It was a bit waff, but people love GTA. It's one of the most popular games in the world, and you'll get young kids play it. You'll get
I've spent hundreds on GTA 5.
Exactly. So that then subsidises anything they want to do. So people want to get that little side piece going on. Bethesda, the great storytellers, the RPG, they get that little side piece going on. Then they're sustained for as long as they please, and they can go and try these other projects, i.e. Starfield. Obviously, they've been bought out by Microsoft now. That's why I bought an Xbox.
Unlimited money now.
Exactly, so it don't matter no more.
We'll fucking do whatever we want. If it flops, it don't matter. We'll just be propped up by Microsoft. It's fine.
Exactly, but you know what I mean? So I see why companies do it. You look at Clash of Clans. Look at the mobile genre. Look how much money Clash of Clans made.
Christ.
It's mental.
Yeah.
So people are looking at, it's just a income, a constant income of money. All day, every day. Same with all them other multiplayer games on the phone, like Candy Crush,
Diablo Immortal.
Exactly. So Blizzard have gone, look at all that money we're missing out on.
Yeah, let's go and make a load.
Exactly. So I see why companies doing it. It makes sense.
Piss a load of people off.
But I don't know why we're talking about this instead of remakes. Well, how do we get on this?
I don't know.
Fuck. Right off topic.
Caught up. before I pressed record, we was like, yeah, we've got a couple of good talking points. We'll beef them out. This is us beefing it out. See, it happens naturally.
Beefy.
Okay, we got a different one then. The release date for God of War Ragnarok. We've got it, and we've seen the collector's edition and the. I'm going to sound like an absolute muppet.
The collector's edition, which you said you would give toes, legs for, you'd finance.
And what was the other one? I'm not going to say it. You can say it.
The Jotnar edition.
Jotnar. Yeah, they came out. There's a video from Sony of it being unboxed with Thor's hammer, and there's dice, and there's a little leather fucking cloth mat thingy. It was about 10-15 minutes long. I watched it all and I was wetting myself in the process. There's not a massive difference between the collector's edition and the Jotnar edition. We don't have a price yet. I was excited by both. Ash was looking funky. He wasn't that excited actually. You weren't, was you? He said the hammer looked waff.
Yeah, the hammer. They are my exact words, I think. I thought the hammer didn't look that great, to be honest with you. I'm like I said to you, I think it's all in the weight. If it's weighty, which they said it was, then I think it's got a lot more hope. But just the general aesthetic of it, it's just not really doing it for me.
You weren't a fan of it, no?
What I do like is the steel bookcase with a wolf on it, because you know me.
People are angry about that. Have you seen that?
No? Why?
People are angry about it because it doesn't come with the disc.
Ah, yeah. No, I did see that, yeah. I agree. It's ridiculous, but we're moving away from the physical copies now, aren't we? Unfortunately. Even me, an avid physical buying, collecting guy, I'm just got to the lazy point of just buying so many games digitally. I promised myself I'd only do it with FIFA and Call of Duties because they're annual, and I thought I don't give a fuck if I don't want to collect 20 Call of Duties and 20 FIFAs. So, but with like games like God of War and stuff like that, I think I've got them on physical. But certain games I definitely want to buy physical.
They did it for the digital PS5 market. Obviously, if you're releasing the collector's edition, the Jotnar edition, you've got a disc in it. It's of no use to someone who's got the digital PS5. I agree with what they've done, even from an environmental point of view, saving waste there. But like most people said, the steel case is display. If you're playing the game, the disc is in the fucking PlayStation anyway. You know what I mean? You want it for the case, not the disc. Stop fucking whinging, is what I'm saying. It's a disc.
It is a disc. So are you buying the Jotnar edition? That's what everyone wants to know, mate. You got big bollocks. I'm getting this, I'm doing that, I'll give on my toes, I'll finance. I said, what are you saying? He was like, I'm not too sure. So I don't want another apology coming already, because it sounds to me like you're bottling it. He's bottling it.
I'm not bottling it at all. I want to see the prices of it.
Why?
Not saying that
you
I want
said
to save
$3,000
any
you'd
money.
finance it.
I'm not saying that I want to save any money on it. I'm going to get either of them.
This is not what you said.
However, for the stuff that's in the collector's edition and the stuff that's in the Jotnar's edition, obviously you get the wooden figures in both. You get different dice in the Jotnar edition to the collector's edition. You've
got the Dwarven dice set in the collector's edition, and you've got the Brock's dice set in the Jotnar edition. Brock being the little dwarf that does the weapons,
Yeah. There'll be people buying both editions just for the different stuff. What else is on there?
There'll be people buying it just to fucking sell it on, you little rats. You little scalping fuckers. You guarantee if you go on eBay now, people will be selling it and they haven't even pre-ordered it.
Quickly, if you've got it up, quickly tell me what's in the collector's edition. What's the difference?
I can't work out a difference because it's a pain, but you can. Collector's edition, steelbook display case, no game disc included.
Yeah.
It's hard to see because it's really small. 2 in Vanir twins carvings.
Yeah, the little carvings.
Knowledge Keeper's Shrine. I think that's the box it comes in.
Yeah.
Dwarven dice set.
Yep.
16-inch Holnir replica. I don't know how to say that fucking name.
the hammer.
The hammer.
The 16-inch hammer.
Massive hammer.
Yeah.
The downloadable content as well.
Yeah.
I can't really read it. Dark Dale armor, Dark Dale axe grip, Dark Dale blade handles.
You get the vinyl with the Yotnar edition. There's a little vinyl soundtrack there.
Right. Dark Dale cosmetic
I think.
attire. Full game for PS4 and PS5. Avatar set. Dark Horse digital mini art book. PlayStation theme, which is useless on the
Useless
PS5.
on the PS5.
Official God of War Ragnarok digital soundtrack. Right, Yotnar edition.
There we go.
All that bollocks. Plus, Yggdrasil cloth map. I know how to say Yggdrasil. Look at me.
Yggdrasil.
Do you know what Yggdrasil is?
Yes, but explain it.
He ain't got a fucking clue. He ain't got a clue.
Go on.
Do you not know?
No, not on the
You
top
want
of
to
my head.
hazard a guess?
No, I don't.
It's the yeah,
In
it's,
fear.
it's the world tree. It's the tree of life, I guess. You
So
know
I'm going to sit here and I'm going to say I feel thick now because I did know that.
Yeah, but
And-
I'm massively into like Vikings and all that nonsense.
I have
so
a habit of playing games and not actually paying attention to what's going on.
Yeah, well, he's an MMO fan. That explains everything.
Mm.
Skip. Where's the thing I got to hit and click 20 off?
Fuck off.
Tell me it ain't true. Right, yeah, so all that crap. Yggdrasil cloth map you get as well. Legendary Bropnir ring.
This guy needs glasses. He refuses to wear them. He couldn't
Do you
get
want?
closer
No, I don't.
to
There's
the
nothing
screen.
wrong with my vision. I just get headaches. You ain't able to read this. It's too small.
I
I
can't
don't
come
know how
round
to
to
zoom
have a
in on computers. I'm new, remember? Falcon, bear, and wolf pin set.
Yeah, the pins look cool. They do look cool. Are you a fan of the pins? Can you see them?
Well, yeah, but I'm only interested in the wolf, obviously.
I knew you would be.
7-inch vinyl record music
That's right,
by
yeah.
Bear McCready.
Yeah. And that's it, I think, is it?
Yes, mum.
I think that's it, yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah.
And all that digital stuff and all the other crap. So,
Yeah.
so the difference is the map, the dice, the ring,
The ring, the pins,
and
And the cloth.
vinyl. And the vinyl.
oh,
yeah.
so yeah. Now, I have no use for the vinyl. The pins, I have zero use for. What I'm trying to say is the difference between the collector's edition and the Yotnar edition. The items that are in it, I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to bother. No, don't fucking smile. Don't look at me and smile.
No. You're trying to justify. You're trying to justify
I
your
need to see the
bottling.
prices. No, I need to see the prices before I do. Because
320 quid Yotnar edition. Said it right here, right now. 320 bones. English sterling.
yes,
You're doing it.
yes.
I genuinely think it's going to be about
But
that.
I don't think it'll be that much. If the collector's edition is, for argument's sake, 150 quid, it'll probably be more than that. But let's say it's 150 quid, and then the Yotnar edition is 320 quid. I'd find it, whether or not I would do it or not, but I would find it difficult to hand over that amount of money for an edition that the extra things it gets you. I'm not interested in vinyl. I'm sorry to anyone who listens to vinyl. I know my good pal Toby does, but it doesn't mean anything to me. I don't give a fuck about it.
Fuck you, Toby.
I got not starting this shit. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. It will, unless I can find a place to put it and have it on display, it means nothing. So if it's an extra 150, 200 quid for that, you see what I mean? I'll find it difficult to pay for that because it's sort of well, what's the point? It's
We
an
need
excuse.
to get one of them sound bites in where just insert it here when he's like, I don't care what it is,
Yes.
I don't care what's in it, I'll
Yeah.
pay any amount of money.
Yeah.
Take all my legs, take my toes,
Yeah.
Corey, I don't need them.
Yeah, luckily,
Yeah.
I'm the editor on this show, so that won't be coming in.
That is lucky, ain't it? That
But
is
I-
lucky.
But I do believe it's a soundbite.
I'll be honest with you, it's not difficult. Just go back to episode 2 and you'll hear him fucking jammering on about how much he'll pay. He don't care.
I probably will. I'll have to see.
I won't joke. I don't care. I understand. If you,
When
if
you
you
ain't
ain't
joking,
wa-
you just sat here for 5 minutes ripping me to pieces
yeah, 'cause
about
it's
it.
funny, isn't it? Listen, if you don't if you don't want all that jazz, then it ain't worth it, is it? But the way I see things like this, I mean, I don't want fucking dice. I don't want steel case. I don't want none of that shit. But I like to have the items because one day, if I'm skint, I'll go, I can sell this. I never would. But I like to have everything. If like you, if there's the best version of something, I want
I
that
want
version.
it.
Yeah, I'm the same. Whether or not I go ahead and do it is another matter. So I understand what you're saying, and you know, we're going to play God of War Ragnarok, and that's mainly what really matters. You know, the hammer and all that's cool, and I know he'll get the hammer, and I know it's going to go on the desk with all the other weaponry that
It's
is
going to go on the
accumulating.
desk along with the replica axe that's made out of real wood and steel.
It is beautiful. It is beautiful. I'm giving the Leng Dog access to the what's the buttons Instagram because I'm not very good at that. So I'm sure you'll start posting pictures like that.
I'll put a picture up of it as we promised we would do in the first episode and completely forgot about it when we stopped recording.
Well, I didn't think anyone was gonna fucking listen, to be honest with you.
And then about 800 of you fuckers come out of nowhere.
Yeah, hello.
Started listening.
Yeah, started listening and that. Mental.
Yeah, that's a bit crazy.
It is crazy. Yeah, well, yeah. Let's say thank you to the people that have listened because it has gone.
Thank
a bit
you to
nutty.
everyone that's listening. We've said it before on our little host. It's got a map of where everyone's listening. America is just fucking red hot. It's boiling.
Yeah,
There's just so many people listening over there. So thank you to everyone, and thank you to everyone who's not listening in America and is listening anywhere else.
Yeah, just thanks for listening. Really, we just thought we'd have a laugh and have a go, and regardless of anything comes of it, bit of a labour of love, really. Just you know, a little hobby. We both like games, both like talking shit to each other. So we thought, why don't we talk shit put it on the internet?
Yeah,
And have our own little cozy corner of the interweb where a bunch of other weirdos can come and listen and laugh. So, yeah, thanks for all the support.
couldn't have said it better myself. Could have said that sentence better though.
What? That you just said? You're an odd one. Listen, God of War release date 9th of the 11th, 2022. Is that right, or is it the 11th of the 9th? It would be the 9th of the 11th. Won't
Yeah,
it?
they spin it round.
Yeah. So no, it will be the 9th of the 11th. That is a Wednesday.
Yeah, that's a Wednesday.
That's a working day
I'm half tempted to not come in.
to work.
To work, just so I can play it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Obviously, I won't be doing that. You know, them days of me doing that are gone because I have children, and even if I book the day off, I wouldn't be able to play it anyway. So it makes no difference to me. But
This is true.
had I not have children and I lived in another alternate universe, I'd 100% be booking this day off. 100%.
Yeah, I might. I run the risk of booking it off, it coming out, and me blitzing through a lot of it really quickly. I kind of want to savour this.
I think it's going to be a long game. The first one was very long, shockingly long. I wasn't expecting.
It was
how
long, wasn't
it?
it?
Very long. Yeah.
After my fourth attempt at playing it,
I have the platinum.
I don't have any platinums. I'm not interested in achievements.
Well, neither am I.
Trophies, anything
Any
like
game that I really, really care about, I'll try and platinum. Having said that, I've never platinum The Witcher 3, but that's because of the fucking stupid headshot one you got to do with a crossbow. You can't hit them. It's ridiculous. What a stupid trophy to put in. Try hitting someone with a crossbow, let alone in the head. Come on, man.
Ash does a nice thing where he's told me before where if he thinks a developer has done a really good job of a game, he feels obliged to get the platinum for that game as a nod. Fucking, my voice cracks one more time. It's ridiculous. As a nod. I'm 25. Why is my fucking voice cracking? It's silly. Anyway, he does it as a nod to the developer. So a little thank you. And I respect it. I just can't be asked to do it, and I probably won't ever do it.
I try. I mean, there's a lot of games that I do really like and I'd like to do it, but come on, man, sort your trophies out. They're ridiculous. You know, at least make them, like, enjoyable to get. I mean, I've proper slogged through some. Like, even Spider-Man. A lot of that was just a slog. It's so boring after a while, swinging around the city.
You have the Binding of Isaac.
Binding of Isaac, yeah,
Platinum
that's
as
one
well.
of the hardest platinums in the world to get. You
Yeah.
get that difficulty rating up, wee, on the ones and twos. That's a
Fantastic.
toughie. That is a toughie, yeah. I don't know how I got that. I just played that for far too many hours. I think that was my first ever one, actually, you know.
Was it?
I think God of War was second, and then that really sparked me in. Then I went and got Spider-Man, and then I went and got Days Gone.
And yet you won't give World of Warcraft a go. The amount of
And-
achievements in that is incredible.
And Horizon Zero Dawn.
That game that you didn't like,
Yeah, but I platinumed it.
and the game that I loved but didn't complete.
Well, you didn't complete Horizon Zero Dawn?
No.
What, have you played Forbidden West?
No.
Ooh. Why is it so spicy?
I was tempted to get Forbidden West, but then I couldn't. I said to myself, I can't buy that if I haven't completed the first one, and I can't be asked to go back and do the first one.
Didn't that come out pretty much bang on the same time as Elden Ring?
Yeah.
Rip.
Yeah, it came out. I think it was like 2 days before Elden Ring or something like that.
Didn't Horizon Zero Dawn come out at exactly the same time as another massive heavy hitter last time?
I think so. They haven't really nailed the whole release dates, but yeah, Elden Ring came out basically the same time as Forbidden West and engulfed it. But they're two completely different games.
Was Horizon Zero Dawn the first one, obviously, because that's the name of the game that I've just named?
Yep.
Did that come out at the same time as Zelda Breath of the Wild?
Did it? I don't know. I'm not a Zelda.
You're not a Zelda. Oh, Zelda. Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did.
Yeah, but they're different though, aren't they?
It doesn't matter. They're still massive, heavy hitting, open world, bang, bang, bang. Elden Ring, you know, genre defining, really put From Software on the map as we spoke of, and Zelda completely changing up their formula and going bang. You know, here's changing open world games forever, and Horizon has dumped itself right in the middle of both of them.
Yeah, well, backfired, didn't it?
Well,
or did it? Because it's still popular.
Yeah, but it's nowhere near as popular as it should have been.
Yeah, I was excited for it, and just like I said, I haven't completed the first one, so I couldn't, in all consciousness, play the second one.
I'm not as much of a fan of Horizon as everybody else. I got swept up in the hype. I bought it, the second one, Forbidden West, and it's pretty much more of the same.
You bought it, did you?
Yeah, I got it. I played it for a bit, but the problem is with Horizon, both of them. What I find, I'm just not interested in the characters. I'm not interested in the story. I just find it boring. It's not for me. I like the gameplay. I like sneaking around, firing arrows at robot dinosaurs. I mean, who wouldn't? But the actual story is just snoozy for me. So if that ain't pulling me through, then there's a lot of cutscenes and dialogue as well. If I'm not interested, then I'm just like, skip. Yeah. So I think that's the problem for me with Horizon games.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That is fair enough. I've completely lost track of what we was talking about. If I'm honest, before we went off on this tangent.
The release date of being the 9th of November.
Yeah.
And if you're going to book the day off.
I'll book it off. Why not? It'll be a giggle. And I'll book it off, and I probably won't even get a chance. Like, not say won't get a chance, like I'm busy anyway. I probably just won't play it. I'll end up doing something else. We
were saying how long God of War 1 was, actually. God of War 1 was surprisingly long.
Yeah.
And then you went off on platinums and blah, blah, blah. So, God of War 2... I don't know if you're even aware, but they did say that this is going to be the last one. So they're not going down the trilogy route.
Good.
Yeah,
good.
Yeah, that's just,
Leave it.
Yes,
Leave it.
yes,
Bring out this one. It's going to be the best game ever made.
Wow.
It just will be.
Sure.
What do you mean, sure?
No, I agree with you, sir. Probably.
You're talking shit.
Hopefully. What do you mean?
High-pitched voice. That's you talking shit.
I'm just trying. I just don't want to be monotone, so I'm just trying to go up and down, up and down.
Leave it. Let it come out. Let it do its thing. Maybe a DLC, and then just leave it alone. We don't need any more.
You don't want God of War Battle Royale?
Oh. Don't need any of that shit. You know what I mean? But I don't think we have to worry about it. They're not gonna start dragging it.
Will this spark a trend for games not doing the trilogies anymore?
Leave them alone. Some of them, most of them, don't require the trilogy.
Yeah, but if you say God of War 1's like 40 hours, give or take, and then God of War 2, 40 hours, 80 hours for a complete story. You know, you go and watch Lord of the Rings trilogy. You're looking at what?
155 hours, because that goes on for fucking ever.
Well, that's not true, is it? So you go and watch the
Feels like it. You ever watched Lord of the Rings once?
Yeah, no, obviously
exactly.
Not. Lord of the Rings trilogy, you're looking at what? Probably like 5-6 hours. I don't know if you're doing the special cuts.
What? All of them? 5 or 6 hours?
Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Yeah, you're mad. It's longer than that.
So say they're like 2 hours a piece.
Longer than that.
Well, they're not that much longer, are they? The point I'm saying is 80 fucking hours for God of War as a full story, or 10 hours for the Lord of the Rings trilogy. You know,
10 hours is more like it.
You don't need to have another game. But the trouble is, if the game's so good, this is where it gets awkward, because people will be like, "But I want more God of War." You
People
know?
will whinge. Is
Of
what
course,
they'll
people
do.
whinge no matter what they do.
People will have their cake, they'll eat it, and
Yum,
then,
yum, yum.
and then the fat fuckers will
I
go
like
up
cake.
and they'll want another slice.
Mm.
Well, there aren't any more slices.
Delicious.
Just
I love Victoria Sponge. That's my favourite cake. I know you didn't ask, but that's my
you
favourite
kill
cake.
me. This is crazy.
It's my favourite cake.
Red velvet.
What the fuck is that?
Red
Is
velvet.
that chocolate?
Or yeah, red velvet cake. What, you've never had red velvet?
No.
Or carrot cake?
I've never read Red Velvet. No, Victoria Sponge, yummy.
Battle Royales. We're going off on a completely different fucking tangent here.
God of War Battle Royale.
No,
Kratos drops
ignore-
in with Atreus
ignore
on
that.
the World Serpent.
Ignore the God of War. Battle Royales.
Leviathan axes swinging everywhere.
I saw an article again.
Everyone's emoting, boy.
Because I've been reading articles all over the place. Apparently, the Apex Legends community are not happy, and there's talks of them boycotting the game in August.
What's it called?
No Apex August.
Love that name.
That's a very good name.
I don't know how they come up with
They've
that.
worked hard with that one. That's decent. Essentially, on the Xbox platform, there's bugs that aren't being addressed, and people are taking it into their own hands, and they're going to boycott a game that is free.
It's delicious. I love Apex Legends.
Doesn't seem like an effective way to. The community are annoyed. Well, not all the community, but some of the community are annoyed that they feel Respawn aren't listening to them or acting quick enough to fix the issues. Hence, the reasoning for a possible boycott.
Here we go. Apex Legends. Love-hate relationship with it myself. I enjoy it. It's a good game. I play it. It's the same with all the battle royales. It's the same with all multiplayer games. I'll go bang. I'm all over this. This is the only game I'll ever play again. And then after a month, I'm like, fuck this. I'm
Destiny.
done. I'm done.
So
Do you know, we're going to talk about that actually. I'm going to talk about that. So you watch your tongue. It's coming. It's coming. Don't spoil it.
Sorry.
Don't spoil what you didn't know you were spoiling.
Apologies.
Yeah, Apex Legends, cracking battle royale. I think it's great. I like everything about it pretty much. But yeah, I can't speak on the problems. I don't know any of the problems. The trouble is, there's a YouTuber I watch called. Do you know? I'm not going to plug you. We're massive now. Pay us for plugs. No, he's called Gaming Merchant. He's very good. He's massively good at the game. Mental, really. He was saying that his videos haven't been doing so well lately. And I looked through some of the comments, and a lot of people are saying that people are losing interest in Apex. Because in the last 4 or 5 months, they've been on top of Battle Royale. They've been, since Nick Merckx went over from Call of Duty to Apex, they really spiked. And then they had really good season with no problems. But I think right now, their latest season, where they introduced the new reworked rank system, it's pushed a lot of players away. It pushed me away. Because I was right back into it. It's very frustrating.
What did they do?
So they changed the amount of points you got. So, have you ever played ranked on Apex? Well,
yeah,
you played with me,
yeah,
didn't you?
yeah, because you screamed at me.
Yeah, probably sounds about right. You're shit. Remember when you screamed at me on World of Warcraft? You was like,
Yeah.
why can't he do the thing? Well, why
Yeah.
can't you do the thing on Apex?
I mean, I was playing Apex before you were, I'm just going to say.
So why are you so shitty then?
Because I hadn't played it for ages. And you come crawling to me going, we need a third man to help us.
Yeah, we
and
need-
so I come in because there is no one else. We have a very limited number of friends. And he came begging on his knees and he said, can you please help us? And I come on. I weren't helpful at all. And I come off.
And he made me quit the game.
I have that effect.
So bad, I will never play it again. Scarred me.
I got a bit better. I got Newcastle and I was
you-
doing a
you
few
was
couple
alright,
of
to
bits
be fair.
and then just got bored with it.
I'm joking. You was alright, to be fair.
Carry on.
Yeah. So the rank mode. So you get kills, you get points, you go up divisions. Essentially, if you shot someone and then your teammate kills them, you'd get an assist point if you killed them within the last 10 seconds, or you'd hit them within the 10 seconds they've been killed. Since they've been killed, or something like that. Anyway, they changed it all, so it's like regardless of whether you put any hits on, you're still getting points. But then they lowered the amount of points you were getting unless you reached the top 10. So you say you had, it was harder. So you get more points for kills before, right? So if you went out and fragged out and you got 10 kills, you're getting loads of points. Now, if you get 10 kills and you finish, you're the 15th squad, you're going negative. So you're going to get demoted, essentially. So you have to get into the top 10 as well. So that's supposed to stop people just dropping, killing everybody, and not really caring about what else happens. But all that's done really is encourage camping. So now everyone just hides until they're in the top 10. It's just...
Like Fortnite.
Yeah, it's just not enjoyable anymore. And I like to say I can't speak to these problems. This no Apex August, from what I understand, has nothing to do with that. But yeah, Apex in itself, I think, is a really, really good battle royale. Very difficult to get good at, which obviously puts a lot of people off. That's also another reason a lot of people are probably being turned off by it, because all the people that are getting pissed off with ranked that are really good at the game are going, I ain't doing this no more. So they're going into public matches and just pub stomping. Yeah, just slaughtering all the people that just want to have a nice little chill go and can.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I don't think this is the reason for no Apex August, but I guess it certainly isn't helping.
I got a weird relationship. I agree with everything you've just said. I got a weird relationship when it comes to Apex. It was a battle royale, man. I liked battle royales. I was very good at H1Z1. Me and Mark, absolute. Don't you? He's giving me a look.
I better not. He's getting emotional.
He's getting upset about it. So we've said that we'd well. Ash just said that he'd stop saying.
I don't want a guy to get upset about it. It's just a joke, you know.
Yeah,
it's all right.
Fuck Mark.
Well, I didn't say it.
Back to it. I loved battle royales. I played Fortnite when it first came out. Like I said, H1Z1. Me and Mark were very good at that. First season, I was in the top 0.1% of players for H1Z1. Got an email and everything.
Well done.
I was decent with it. I was very decent. It was out of something like 15 million players.
No way.
No, honestly.
No.
I promise you.
I bet they haven't even had 15 million players now.
Yeah.
Nah.
Of course they have. At the height of it, it was popular. It weren't popular for long, but it was popular. And Apex Legends come out.
Hold on, was that not like a mod for DayZ or something?
Yeah, and then they turned it into like a full-on battle royale, released it on PlayStation.
So let me get this right, okay? I don't know, but I know that DayZ is a mod that was spawned from Armour, right?
Yes.
So H1Z1
was a mod on DayZ.
So H1Z1 is a mod of Armour modded from DayZ, modded into...
And it was that good that they turned it into a full-on game, and the UI and everything was horrible, and the graphics were shit.
That sounds like DayZ.
But it was very fun. It felt good to play. And anyway, Apex Legends come out. There was PUBG thrown in the mix somewhere, but they were very long games, 45-minute games with fucking 2 kills, and then you get popped at the very end. Very annoying.
Pop, pop.
That is so loud.
We might have to edit that out. I saw him jump. I saw him jump a little bit. He jumped.
That was so loud.
Oh, we might have to edit it.
Some people have been saying that the audio's too quiet for people who are listening on the train and stuff like that. Sorry, Jay. So maybe the heightened volume will help him out.
I got tears in my eyes seeing him jump in his chair.
It scared the shit out of me. I've got a headset on and
I'm sweating. That's so funny.
Buy us aircon, please. We need it.
Buy aircon. Sponsor us, do whatever it is you can, and we can get some fucking cameras on so you can see his mug jumping about.
Apex Legends come out, and at first I hated the idea of it. I didn't want to play it, and then I played it, realised it felt exactly like Titanfall 2, and I thought, this is the bollocks. Loved it, spent a lot of time on it. Now, was it season 13? Is that right?
I think it's higher than that.
Is it?
I believe so. I believe that.
It's in the double digits.
Yeah.
I definitely know it's there. I don't really care about...
He's only got about 4 legends.
About them boycotting Apex Legends. It doesn't really bother me. I don't really play Battle Royales anymore. I think...
He hates Battle Royale.
I think they're getting stale. I think the ship has set sail, and there's only so much more they can do with it. When you really think about it, other than ranked mode, it's... You know what I mean? It's just team deathmatch. Over and over and over again. Even if you pepper it with events every couple of months, I think eventually it's going to slow down. It's going to not die, but but I think there's only so much time, and I would be very interested to see just how much effort would go into them if it didn't have skins that you could buy.
Whilst I agree with what you say to, some degree, I find it hard to take you seriously when you're saying battle royales are getting stale, when you'll happily go and collect 10 sheep pelts 50 times in World of Warcraft to get 10 XP. You can't say that battle royales are getting stale
We had this discussion yesterday.
when you do the most monotonous tasks over and over again.
I am waiting for the next expansion on WoW.
To go and collect more sheep pelts and bang 10 enemies.
You don't understand. You haven't given WoW long enough time to have...
It's MMO. That's what they do.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
You haven't even done PvP on that. Do you even know what PvP is?
No, I haven't got a clue.
No. Player versus player.
I know what PvP
you haven't
is,
even
bro.
been in that world yet. Ridiculous.
Come fight me in a Crucible on Destiny.
Don't get me started on Destiny.
I'll 1v1 you on anything.
This man on Destiny. Oh, it's gonna be my favourite game. So I'm gonna designate all my time to it. None. What was it? Witch Queen.
We haven't finished talking. I said we'll talk about that. What'd I say? What's your tongue, boy?
Well, maybe now's the time that you fucking talk about it.
No.
Oh, we'll just sit here in silence.
No, we're talking about battle royales. Apex.
I think they're going stale. I think that there's too much time being invested in them, but I'm sour, and I'm in that kind of mood today to just fucking annoy most people.
His voice cracked again.
It's because I'm nervous, because people are going to get angry at me.
No one's getting angry at you. I wouldn't allow it.
I just think that yeah, my opinion's invalid anyway. Realistically, no one gives a fuck.
No one gives a fuck what I think either, so don't worry about it. Battle royales are stale, I agree, but then you can come with that any way you want. Any multiplayer game. It's the same, Halo, you got, the multiplayer combat, arena shooter, team deathmatch, capture the flag. There's only so much you can do with it. So when they try and what's the word? Put some varying degrees of different modes in, I guess. Battle royales, they're probably the richest for variation. But then, like you said in the last episode, they just poach all the things off each other.
Yeah.
So now all the battle royales have got missions in, like Call of Duty put in. Now Call of Duty's got redeploy beacons that came out of Apex, and Respawn from Call of Duty has gone into Fortnite, and they all share in their designs, and I think it is for the best. But there is something about battle royales that is really, really addicting.
Well, they're not sharing; they're just thieving.
Yeah, they're just nicking each other's ideas.
Everyone's ideas.
Like you took our redeploy beacon, so we're going to take your respawn machines.
Yeah, it's the same thing, by the way.
No, redeploy beacons where you go up in the air and fly off, or respawn where you can respawn your teammates. So
I've been out of the game
so
far
apologise.
too long.
Apologise. There's going to be another apology now.
Apologies.
Thank you.
Yeah, sorry.
Welcome. Right, yeah, all right. So what we've been playing, I guess, is what I was going to say. I haven't yet, but I am ready to jump back into Destiny 2. Why are you giving me that look?
Because where's this come from?
I don't know. I'll tell you where. Funnily enough, I woke up at an ungodly hour this morning because I have to go and do work. And when my alarm went off, I opened my eyes and I sat there and I thought, I'm going to play Destiny tonight. And that was it. That is where that came from.
That was it.
That's where it came from. So I'm going to play Destiny tonight. However, it probably won't happen tonight, which means it might never happen again, because after our discussion, I don't know if we've discussed this on here actually. I think we just had this privately. Not because, there's any reason to have it privately. It just went on here. I started playing Detroit Become Human yesterday.
One of the decent games that's out there.
I am not one for them. I find them boring.
He fucked it up.
No, I didn't. I find them boring. I don't really like the decision making. What is it? The Quarry. What's the other one?
Oh, there's loads. Yeah,
They don't really jam with me.
The anthology.
Yeah, I've got one of them just because it was on PlayStation Plus.
All of them. They're all very good.
Oh, sorry, Ard.
Very fun. Me and Mark play them together religiously.
Oh, you're Ard.
Fuck you, Mark.
Stop saying that. He's going to get upset. I'm not getting the blame.
Yeah. Right? Okay. Carry on.
Anyway, yeah, I've been playing Detroit Become Human, and the story's good, man. I feel sorry for them androids. I haven't got very far in it.
I told you.
Yeah, but I didn't.
I told you.
I didn't think them stories were for me. I don't. I
No, they're
find them
very
boring.
good.
Yeah,
You're an emotional man.
I know, and this is what I said to Jem last night. I
Mm.
just said my wife's name on the air. Oh shit!
She doesn't listen to this anyway, so
No,
it
it's
doesn't
not
matter.
about that. I want to keep my private life private. But anyway,
Oh,
there
no.
you are. It doesn't matter. So, yeah, early on, it's not really a spoiler because it happened well early. But then there's this like evil man, and he's like horrible to his kid, and he's like, and he whacks
Yeah.
her, bro. And
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
saying to Jem, I was like, I can't.
Yeah, it's not good.
I can't play this because give me the option to kill him because he's dead now. I'm not. He can't be doing that. So we managed to get away, and I'm interested. I just want to see where the story goes, man, because they've got away, and
Yeah.
then he gone back to that geezer in the wheelchair. I'm pushing him about painting. His son's come
Yeah.
in. He's a bit of a druggie. It's interesting. I want to see where it goes. I want to see who stays alive and all that. So I'm interested. I'm going to see how I get on with that. That's fun. And apology time for me. I guess. Yeah, I'll take that on the chin and go. Yeah, it's pretty good.
It does hold you very well. Very, very well. Better than Life is Strange, I think.
Yeah, see, my problem is I don't know about Life is Strange, but the Quarry and whatever the other one is that I can't remember, they're like the same, aren't they? They're like a bunch of school kids go out on holiday,
based.
and it's well over the top. You know, this Android thing, this seems like a potential future, like an Android that does your cooking and your cleaning and all that. You've got robot hoovers now. You know what I mean?
It's proper story. Is that's their. We keep saying the Quarry because both of us can't remember the names of the other games, so we'll keep saying the Quarry.
It's not Dead by Daylight, is it? What's it?
No, it's not Dead by Daylight.
I don't know. What is it?
Ridiculous.
What is it then?
It's one of them. Fuck it. We'll keep going with the Quarry. They're designed to make you jump, to scare you, to be over within 20, 30 hours, if that. Whereas Detroit Become Human very much captures your emotions, your heart, the choices that you make, even from the very beginning, but certainly as you progress into the story, you gain an attachment and a relationship with the people, the characters that are in this game, and yeah, the choices that you make, they matter they matter to me anyway. It's a good game.
It's a grounded story, it seems, you know, and as I said, it doesn't seem like an impossible future to some degree.
No.
And yeah, it's interesting. It's captivated me a little bit. Speaking on things that we've been playing, also I played Guardians of the Galaxy, and you finished it, I believe.
I finished it.
Thoughts?
So fucking good. This is a game that is slept on far too much. It was
Definitely.
overshadowed by the Marvel game, and that being horrendously shit. So I think a lot of people saw Guardians of the Galaxy and the game and thought, I won't bother giving that a go. I was a victim of that as well. I watched some of the gameplay on it and thought, that looks strange. So you're telling me I can play all of them, but I can only play one person, but I can use everyone's moves and blah blah blah. It was a fighting style that I'd never seen before, so I was turned off by it. I thought, fuck it, I'm not going to bother. Anyway, fast forward to having the Xbox Game Pass. Obviously, that's on it. Downloaded it. It's it's one of the best games I've played. I fucking love it. I absolutely love it. It is a movie that you can play. It is incredible. Yeah, I've completed it. I was addicted to it. It's very fun. The skins you can get, the dialogue, just the way that the characters are, their behaviours. It's a very fun game to play. It's one of the very few games where I've sat there and genuinely laughed at some of the things that have been said, and that doesn't happen very often when it comes to actual games making me laugh. So it's good.
Yeah, with Leng Doggy Dog barking that down at me last week, I thought I'll give it a go. I've got Xbox now. I'll download it myself, and yeah, I echo that. Although I will say, the combat bores me. I think the strength of Guardians is definitely the story, because I have never. I won't say my exact age, but I would say I'm a middle-aged man. You know, I'm pushing 40. I'm kicking his doors down.
I'm not saying much because I really can't be bothered to edit anything out I say in poor
So I'm pushing 40. Let's put it that way. And I've been gaming since the first game I think I ever played was like NES. So like we're talking like Mario 2D. So I've been gaming, you know, probably not far off 30 years. I've never laughed as much as I have in any game, as much as this has made me laugh. It's crazy funny, man. Throwing any option to piss Rocket off, I'm picking it.
Yep.
If I can fry him across a cavern, I'm
Throwing
doing it. He's getting fuzzed.
Yep,
You
definitely.
know, if there's any chance to make Drax say something humorous, I'm all over it. He is one funny man. That game's dialogue, I did see actually that it won best. I think it was not. Don't quote me. It was the best dialogue for a game in 2021, or best narrative possibly. They won, so they did. They're not completely under the radar, but wow, yeah, very funny, very very good story. The characters are very well written. Surprised me with a lot of the things you could do, and it kept it fresh in terms of popping up with, you can spend your credits when you think they're just like a background thing that you're just accumulating, and you can do this, you can do that. What are the repercussions of doing this and that? And there's a part in the game, once again, I won't spoil, but the game, you kind of end. I ended the game. I thought that was it. I was like, I finished it. That's mad. That's a weird ending, and it's short, to be fair. I thought it was a bit longer than that. There's credits rolled. I skipped them. Sorry. And I was just literally back at the main menu. I was like, this is so rare. It doesn't normally do things like this. Just to end like that. Normally games nowadays, they've got their own little, thing at the end. Their epilogue, if you will. No. So I just thought, wow, click continue. Click continue. Went back to that cutscene. Picked a different decision. And there we were. The game carried on. So with my dismay at the combat, it's not bad, but it just gets a bit monotonous, so it's not really for me. If they tightened up that combat, they could have a really good game.
I would agree with the combat.
With that in mind, I thought, do you know what? I really like the story. I really like the banter. So what I might do, instead of finishing it, I might just YouTube the cutscenes. So when I did this, I realised that where I thought the game had finished, it was only like there was still like 3 hours of cutscenes left on the YouTube video.
Yep.
So it was like I could have finished that game and just thought that was the end, and probably had a very shit review to put out there. Do you know what I mean? Just been like, yeah, it was alright, ended weird though. If I didn't just click continue, I probably would have never known. Yeah. So very good game. Really glad I'm playing that, to be honest, or played it. And yeah, that definitely deserves a sequel. I hope anyway.
Yeah, it's the type of game where it could warrant a sequel. I would agree with the combat. It does get a little bit stale. Maybe I was a little bit more excited because it was the first proper game that I've played on the laptop in terms of like not an MMO. So the whole combat was completely different for me because I'm not using a controller. I was using the keyboard and the mouse. So it felt a lot different. The one criticism that I would have, and Steph actually brought it up, is just say fuck. Give me an explicit option. It's flark. It's flarking. I understand that it fits the whole galaxy idea, and the language is different, and you don't want to cut yourself away from a younger audience. But give me that option in the settings.
Profanity on.
Yeah, give me that filter. It weren't fucking game breaking. Don't get me wrong.
But sometimes when they said it, it sounded like they said it anyway. It sounded like they said flark.
But it
flarking
was just obviously Rocket saying it every 5 seconds. So I personally quite like it when they're swearing in a game. I quite like that. So maybe it was because it is so heavily set on dialogue that it was just a little bit more difficult to go through and say flark, like do runs with flark and then ones with fuck. Although it might not be that difficult. Either way, it would have been nice to have the option to just turn that off so they did just say fuck. But I'm not going to cry over it. It was just a little thing.
If that's one of your only
it's a little
problems
complaint
with the game, it's done pretty well, isn't it? Just for me, like I say, it's just the combat. I turned the difficulty down to the easiest setting, which I don't normally do, but just because I wanted to get out of the combat scenarios as quickly as possible to carry on with the story and to just hear Drax take the piss out of Rocket, to be honest with you, because I found it so funny. To be fair, Guardians of the Galaxy is my favourite Marvel films anyway, so going in, they already had that benefit to win me over.
It was good. About halfway through the game, I had to remind myself that the voice actors in the game are not the voice actors in the movie.
Yeah, they done really well with that,
Yeah.
didn't they?
I was like, shit, yeah, these aren't because when the first couple of cutscenes, I was like, oh, this is weird because obviously it's not the original. It's not Chris Pratt.
Also, Super Mario.
Who?
He's playing Super Mario.
What he is?
Yeah. So you haven't missed that.
When? What?
Like, it's been announced like so long ago.
I'm not much of
There's
a
just
movie
memes
kind
everywhere
guy,
of Chris
if I'm
Pratt.
honest.
Chris Pratt. I'm doing it. Chris Pratt playing every character in the universe. You know what I mean? Because he's playing Mario. And we're like, how is he playing Mario? What does Mario even sound like?
I
Not
won't.
Chris Pratt, apparently.
Well, yeah. Yeah, the point I was trying to make is that they do such a good job with their voice actors that pretty quickly you forget that they aren't the original cast of Guardians of the Galaxy, which I think was very good.
Yeah, must be very difficult to because you've already got them characters and their voices set in your head. Same with Marvel's Avengers. Obviously, that came out and didn't do so well. But I know I saw a lot of criticism of that. I'm so used to Chris Hemsworth. I'm so used to Steve Rogers. That's not his name. You know, them people playing them characters. So it just kind of takes them out of it instantly. Whereas this one, really quickly, it just that faded away. Because, like I say, the voice work is mad. The dialogue and the differences of things that you do and what could possibly come from what choices you say or pick. It's crazy. The game is, I do believe it's very underrated. Yeah.
And the graphics are mental.
Yeah, very good.
I might add that.
Yeah,
the graphics
good.
were very good. It was a very good game. If you haven't played it already, go and play it. If you haven't got Xbox Game Pass, I think it's only like £7 at the moment.
It's very cheap. Yeah.
It's not even expensive. So for a solid 20 hours worth of gameplay, roughly, it's a very good buy. So if you haven't already played it, go and play it.
Go and play it. It's very good. And if you do Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy 2, we love it. So send us a copy for review.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we do that?
We're them guys now. We're them guys.
Request things.
Yeah. Give us a code.
Then you got to give them an address.
Yeah. We'll exchange details later, Square Enix. Don't worry about it. Well, you know, I've still got you left on unread.
If we're going to be in contact with them, please, can we get them to sort out their fucking Final Fantasy create an account thing? Oh my god!
Oh, you're so angry.
I won't get into it. I'll save that for the next episode.
Yeah, write it down. We'll talk about it next week.
Pisses me off.
So is that all you've been playing?
Pretty much, man. I downloaded Outriders again because it's free. Played a little bit. Got a bit bored. That's about it. I'm in a bit of a gaming slog at the moment. Like Netflix, I've got too much choice.
We had this discussion yesterday. I told you I'm paralysed by choice because I have so many games. I don't know what to play.
I downloaded SnowRunner. That's how bad it's got.
Yeah,
I want to drive around in a truck pulling other trucks. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, everyone each to their own. It don't sound like my jam.
I'll play it for 5 minutes and then get bored.
You do you, sir. But I do plan on playing Destiny 2 this week and Detroit Become Human, maybe to completion. So we'll maybe discuss that next week. What do you plan on playing? You got any plans to play stuff?
There's always the thought in my mind that I'll play a bit of World of Warcraft. I won't. I absolutely won't because it's the end of the season and there's literally no point in playing it whatsoever.
What about if I start a new character on Destiny and we go and play?
Because then I've got to re-download Destiny. I don't have any of the expansions. And it's an absolute bastard to get into when you haven't played Destiny for a while.
Yeah, but I can teach you all the things you need to know. And also, I'm talking very fast. You don't need all the expansions. You don't need all the expansions. There's a lot of it you can just do anyway.
Yeah, I might do. I don't think it. It might be downloaded on the PlayStation. There's also Battlefront 2 as well.
Yeah. You know me, Star Wars. I'm in.
So I might download it just for something.
Oh, I was playing Rogue Squadrons last night as well. I had a little go on that. Star Wars Rogue Squadrons. That's an alright game, you know.
Is that decent?
That's all I've got to say on that, really. I don't like being stuck in a car or a ship. I like to get out, and you can't. So
I might download Destiny again then and have a little look see because it's. I was about to say because it's free, but it don't matter because I've already got it. But it is free.
Yeah, man, it's very good. Yeah, it's free now. Yeah.
So yeah, I'll probably download that fucking 160 gig bullshit, whatever it is.
Yeah, you got good internet though. It won't take you long.
Yeah, this is true.
Kushti.
I think that's it. To be fair.
Yeah, man.
That's episode 3 done.
Yeah, we're smashing it.
If you would like to do us a favour, if you're listening to this, if you're listening on Spotify, give us a little star rating.
Love that.
Preferably 5 stars would be lovely, but I'm not going to force you to do anything. You give it whatever you want to give it.
Any star, I don't mind.
Yeah, if you're listening on any other platform, we're now on Apple. We're on the big 4: Amazon, Spotify, Google, and Apple. So whatever you're listening on, if there's a button to leave a review or a rating or anything like that, then please do. It helps us out. We want the feedback to see. Some of you guys have actually given us feedback, which has helped massively in terms of like sound and things like that. So anything that you pick up, please just let us know. And other than that, I'll say my goodbyes. It's been lovely doing this, and I'll speak to you lot again in a week. Cheers.
Yeah, thank you very much. And we will be back same time next week, I imagine. So, yeah, arrivederci.
Bye.
Oro.